Hello everyone, welcome back to another figure review. Today we're looking at the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Trunks, the boy from the future. I pre-ordered this one a while ago. This is actually the original release of the figure, which I had pre-ordered a long time ago and never actually got a chance to open it up. I've been seeing everyone get the reissue of the figure, fixing various quality control issues on the original release. So we'll check this one out and see what sort of issues mine has, if it has any at all. So here we'll take a look at the box. So you can see the figure here at the front with some of the accessories there. You got the face plates, you got the sword there, and you got Trunks here at the front. Got a picture of Trunks as well. Pretty standard from what you get on SH Figuarts packaging. You've got a few pictures of Trunks in various poses here on the back. So let's get this one open and we'll take a look inside. So here we've got Trunks out the box, and he comes with his Super Saiyan head on there already, and you have the powered down head, base head, and then got this attachment that fits onto the Super Saiyan hair, which is if he's powering up or jumping in the air like you see on the art on the front of the box. You have various hands here. So let's get this one out and we'll take a closer look. I want to be careful of this because I know this one has various issues, so we'll take a look and see. The legs seem a little bit loose, just shaking the figure about, which is something that I saw quite a few original releases had this issue. We'll set him down for the second and I'll get out all the accessories. Here we got his sword, which does come out of the sheath, and you got the little strap here to attach it onto Trunks. You have the powered down head sculpt, which looks pretty nice. You have a few face plates for the Super Saiyan head sculpt. This one's like a serious expression. This one's a angry expression with him gritting his teeth. And you got a face plate here, the mouth open, sort of shouting. Uses as he's firing a beam or using his burning attack. You got the extra hair sculpt to fit on the Super Saiyan head. Got the various hands there, which you already had a brief look at in the packaging. So let's have a look at the figure. Take off this plastic piece here. So as we saw, the legs seem a bit loose. Now, there were various issues with this one. I know that one of the arms would fall off quite frequently, and the lower part of the torso here is apparently fitted incorrectly, so it should be the other way around. But I'm not too sure if that's right on my one. I don't think it's a difficult fix to do. Try pose him and move around some of the joints. We'll see if anything pops off. Yeah, okay. That popped off quite easily. You'll have to be careful with that. So this is Trunks from the sort of beginning of the Cell/Android saga, where you first see him when Frieza comes to Earth, and you have all the other Z Warriors come in together to, I'd say, stop Frieza, and you have this character here who, at this point, we have no idea who it is, and he goes on to fight Frieza's minions and mentions he is a Super Saiyan, which at that point in the story, the only Saiyans that we know of were Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. So we had no idea who this guy was. And I remember watching it for the first time as a kid, and he mentioned he could turn Super Saiyan. And I was thinking, there's no way there could be another Super Saiyan. And he started to transform, and his hair looked a bit different to Goku, so I thought it was like a different sort of Super Saiyan, sort of slightly different transformation, but he is definitely a Super Saiyan, as we do find out. He is actually Vegeta's son from the future, which was a shock to find out if you're watching it for the first time. But I really love this look with the Capsule Corp jacket. I really like the hairpiece. Looks really good. I think Figuarts have definitely, Bandai, definitely improved on their hair pieces. And I believe this is on the newer body as well, so a lot easier to pose. You can get him into poses a lot easier. We'll try and move him about. I mean, it does feel a little bit loose here, which we did see. Be cool if we could take this jacket completely off, and then have him in his look at the end of the Cell saga, where he's there without his jacket, but that's all sculpted on the arms, so it's not possible. But I guess that's another figure for them to release. Do some moving around of the joints, and that has popped off. So this is my first Figuarts where bits have actually popped off fairly easily. I know there were some that aren't as bad and some that were a lot worse, but it's... would I buy the reissue? Maybe. I really need to spend a bit more time trying to pose this guy. I mean, if it becomes annoying to get him into poses, then I'll probably consider getting the reissue, but so far we've had 2 parts that have popped off. But yeah, there it goes again. To be careful of that. I believe in the reissue day. That's one of the things that they sorted. They put a longer peg into there so it doesn't pop out as easily. I mean, he does stand without much issue. I say that, but I can't get him to stand now. It does look really good though. I think they changed a few things with the headpiece on the reissue. I think the bangs are a little bit different from what I've seen. But I mean, there's a few bits that popped off there, as you saw in the video. Is it really that big of a deal? Probably not. So here I've got Trunks with his base head on, and I've fitted the sword on the figure as well, which was a bit fiddly to get on there, but it managed to fit it on. I believe it's on the right side. I have to use the picture on the box just as a reference to make sure I had it in the right spot. Hopefully it doesn't pop out. Yeah, it does look pretty nice with the base head sculpt on there, just standing in a neutral pose. The arm did pop off while I was posing him, but I'm sure I'll get used to that. Yeah, we'll try on some of the other pieces. So here I've put the Super Saiyan head back on and one of the other hands on Trunks. I've taken his sword off because it was a little bit difficult trying to pose him as the sword kept popping off the parts where it attaches onto there. So I thought I'd keep it off for now. I did fix one of the issues with this, so if you can see here, it's actually the lower part of the torso. Get some more light in there. So this part was actually flipped around on the figure. It's one of the issues with this. So all you need to do to fix that is just spin the figure around, pop the top part off, which actually came off pretty easily, and then just pop it back on. I'd probably recommend using some heat, but I just took the risk to just pop it off there, and it just came off pretty easily. I'll pop it off now, just see if we can show you on camera. It came off quite easily. And all you do is just spin it around to get it the right way. You can hold the belt in place while you spin it. It should be this way forward with the extra creases, whereas it came with the sort of smoother side in front. All you need to do is just pop it back on, and that's that done. We'll look at some of the other pieces on this figure. We'll try out some of the other face plates. I've put on this one where he's sort of looking to the side. If you can see that. Quite a cool look. We'll try on some of the other pieces. Let me try on the alternative hair sculpt. So all you do to take this part off, this part of the hair just pops off. And you can want to take the faceplate off as well. Do it like an angry expression. Just pop the faceplate on there. Put the other hair sculpt on, if I can get it in place. Oh. There we go. That's the other head sculpt, the hair sculpt. Fitted on there. Looks pretty cool. So that can be as he's powering up or jumping in the air, as you see in the picture there on the box. It could also work as a hair sculpt for Trunks at the end of the Cell saga, where he fights Imperfect Cell when he goes back to the future. But you'll need his Saiyan armor on. I do have that figure as well, Trunks with the Saiyan armor, which is still in its box actually, so I'll unbox that for another video and we'll try on this head sculpt and see how that looks. I'll just do a bit of a overview on the figure and we'll go through what I've actually found as issues on the figure. So the main one, or the first one I'd say, is the torso, lower part of the torso here. It comes the wrong way around on the figure, but that's easily fixable. You can just pop it off like I showed you previously and spin the lower part around and that's essentially fixed. The other part is this arm here. It likes to pop off while you're posing it, just have to be careful of that. I mean, it's not too much of an issue, just pop it back in. Be careful of this arm as well, as it completely came off while I was posing it previously, as you saw. Also, another thing to note is when I was swapping the head sculpts over, the peg was actually stuck in this head sculpt, so just be a bit mindful of that. Be a bit careful when you're removing parts from it. The other thing is the legs are a bit loose, a bit wobbly, but it's not too bad. I mean, he still stands, you can still pose him. It's not that much of an issue for me anyway. Like I say, some other figures might have been a lot worse than this, but it does look good and you can still pose it. It does, and it does stand if you pose it properly. Unlike me, there we go. You can get him to stand reasonably easily. The only other thing I'd say is this sword piece is a bit annoying to fit on. But apart from that, I don't think it's too bad, to be honest. Well, for me anyway. So we'll bring in some other SH Figuart Dragon Ball figures to compare this Trunks to. Bring in some from the Android Saga / Cell Saga. So here we have Super Saiyan Vegeta. Now this is the updated version with the nicer hair. See how he compares to Trunks here. Looks pretty cool. And here we have the Super Saiyan full powered Goku. Can get him to stand here. You got the 3 Super Saiyans here from the Cell Saga. Which do look pretty cool together. You can see how they definitely have improved the sculpt on the hair there with the newer releases. Does look really cool with Trunks. Take these 2 away. We'll bring in some more recent releases. So here we got Ultimate Gohan from the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. It looks pretty cool standing next to Trunks there. We'll bring in another one as well, take him away. And we'll bring in Legendary Super Saiyan Goku. We can get him to stand for us. So here we have him next to Trunks. So you can see on these 2 the sort of style on the hair and colouring is very similar, with these being 2 most recent figures, Super Saiyan figures from SH Figuarts. Take this one away. And one more comparison, we'll do a non-Dragon Ball figure. Here we have the amazing Yamaguchi Black Panther. Just get him to stand here for us. There we go. See how he compares to Trunks. So my final thoughts on this one is, with it being an SH Figuarts, obviously that's a premium figure, you'd expect a lot better quality control coming out of the factory for these. I mean, from as far as I've been collecting these SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures, I've not experienced anything like this, with parts falling off, bits popping off. I mean, it's not something that you'd expect from this brand that usually produces quality figures. Now, saying that and actually having this figure, would I go and buy the reissue? Probably not. First of all, I don't want to spend all that money again for the same figure. In terms of posing, I mean, it's not too bad. Things aren't popping off all the time, and it's parts that you can easily just fit back on. I'm saying that just taking the figure out of the box now and posing it about a little bit, maybe down the line I might change my mind if parts decide to get a lot looser than they are now and things can't be fitted back together, parts break. then yeah, I'll consider getting, well, not consider, but definitely get the reissue. But my thoughts now is I probably won't. Not at this point. Um, like I say, maybe down the line I might change my mind, but right now I'll keep this figure. I mean, with all the issues of this, I feel like Bandai should have come to people who already bought this figure and offered them a reissue, or maybe some money off buying the reissue with all the issues that people have had with this. But I don't think they've said anything about the reissue on this figure. But for me, I'm sticking with this. I won't be getting the reissue. Now, other Cell Saga figures that I'd love to see from SH Figuarts would be definitely a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I mean, at this point, I think it's probably inevitable that we'll get one with the upcoming release of the Super Saiyan Gohan from the Cell Saga, which I have pre-ordered. I'm pretty excited to add that to the collection. I do feel like we will get a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan at some point. I'm not sure if they've done a semi-perfect cell. That'll be pretty cool to see. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but from my memory, I don't recall there being a semi-perfect cell. But there may be. Possibly maybe a reissue of Perfect Cell. Apart from that, I'm not sure what else I'd like to see from the Cell Saga. I think the one that I would really be excited for would definitely be a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but we'll have to wait and see if and when that is announced. A figure that would pair really well with this Trunks would be a Yardrat Goku. I would actually really love to have a Yardrat Goku in the collection. It's such a really cool look for Goku. It's the first time we see him following his battle with Frieza on planet Namek. We see him wearing the latest fashion from Planet Yardrat, which is a really cool outfit. And that will pair really well with Trunks. Maybe we can also get a Vegeta wearing the Badman shirt. Actually, another figure that I would quite like to see, I think a lot of Dragon Ball fans would like to see, is future Gohan. I think that would be the ultimate figure to have from the Cell Saga, apart from Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I think a future Gohan would really, really be something that the whole community would love to see. And there hasn't actually been an SH Figuarts future Gohan released before, so it's always a possibility for it. I would, just thinking about it now, definitely love to see that. Maybe they can implement Trunks' arm falling off easily on that Gohan as well, with how frequently that falls off. Might have been something they were testing out with this one. I don't know, but yeah, that would definitely be another figure that I'd like to see, a future Gohan. So overall, if you've got this figure, I don't see much point in getting the reissue unless you've got money that you want to spend and you're not too bothered. Go for it. But if you're conscious of money, and I've already got this one, for me, it's easy enough to pose and get into poses without too many issues. So for me personally, I won't be getting the reissue. I do like the look of this figure. It's a very good sculpt. It's a good look that I like to see on Trunks. When we first were introduced to the character. So I definitely had to have this in the collection. But yeah, overall, obviously not overly happy with the figure 100%, but it is posable. You just have to be a bit careful with the joints and how you're moving them. But yeah, if you've already got the figure, I don't see much point getting the reissue unless yours is really, really bad. And if you've got money to spend, then yeah, go for it. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next review. And as always, I'll add some images of the figure at the end of the video. Please remember to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And let me know what figures you guys would like to see. If there's a particular figure that you guys would like me to review on the channel, just drop a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching.